Hey guys, welcome to the Homestead. So today I'm out here at my, well, I don't even know if I can say where I'm at because YouTube is supposedly taking down videos to talk about this topic, as with so many other topics today on YouTube. I'm at a place where you normally go and harvest a certain type of food, and I'll let you, I'll let your own imagination tell you what that's about. But I'm putting sulfur blocks out of my stumps. I've done videos before on this in the past where I will put a salt block on a stump, and what happens is this dissolves. It gets chewed down by the animals throughout the winter, and all of this dissolves down into the stump, and it's like a salt lick for the rest of the year. They will come and they will chew on this stump all year long, keeping them coming into this certain area, which is what I want to do. I want them to be accustomed to coming into certain areas so that when it comes time to harvest, they're where I want them to be. And so for me, it's like shopping, grocery shopping. I just go out to where I know they are and pick what I want and take it home and process. So these sulfur blocks, a friend of mine turned me on to these a while back, and I've never really used them too often. This is the first year I put them out. Normally I just use different salt blocks. And these sulfur blocks will, they say, tend to help with the tick population. And so the sulfur gets into the animals, and the seed ticks cannot or don't like the fact that the body of the animal has the sulfur in them, and they will not latch on, and then they will not grow, and then they'll either die off or they just won't attach, which basically kills the life cycle of the parasite, the tick in this case. And so I'm putting salt blocks on here, and you can see throughout the year they've been chewing on this because I put one on here last year. They're chewing on it constantly, and they'll chew on it even more. Let me show you a stump where I've had one on there the last couple of years and show you the damage that they've done to this one. Over here, you can see they have really chewed this one down. It's because the salt content is still in that stump, and I think it speaks for itself. You can see the damage that they've done. But they'll come into this year-round, and they will chew the stump, chew the wood, which is just basically cellulose. It's even in a lot of food that you buy at the store, cellulose. It's just tree, and they'll eat it. And so they'll take in the salt content from the stump. Anyway, so I've been doing that for the last few years. I put another one out to keep them coming in. I know we've had some activity out here recently. Nearby, just over here, I have my deer feeder. I've done videos before on this. It's a very cheap deer feeder. I think it basically costs, at least when I built this one, about $20, $25 to build it. All you need is some PVC pipe. This is like 6-inch PVC. And you put it up on a wide PVC, strap it to your tree, put the corn in from the top. It leans over the way you have it situated. It leans over. You just fill it up, lean it back up, tie it off, and it's good to go. However, this one I noticed just recently was knocked down. And that is usually indicative of bear activity. We have a number of bears living in the area, and they come through on a regular basis. And I have had these destroyed before, knocked over before by bear, because they know what's in there. A lot of people use these. These bears are smart, or they may have a scent of the corn that was in there before, and then they knock it over looking for food. And so this pretty much screams bear to me. Not to mention it's pretty scratched up. So I think a bear got a hold of this one, knocked it over. So I'll put it back up and just monitor it and see. Also, I'll put game cameras out here pretty soon and see what's coming in. I don't normally hunt big bucks. And a lot of people ask why. I'm not going to tell you why in this video. I'm going to put it in a Patreon video. If you want to see that video, you can go over to patreon.com/AnAmericanHomestead. Sign up for as little as $1 a month. However, if you sign up for some of the other higher levels, there are other benefits for that. We send you things in the mail, especially at the $20 level. And you get access to different things, and also giveaways. We do giveaways too. We got some other giveaways coming out. Normally I don't announce all the giveaways. I just send stuff out in the mail, and so you'll randomly get things in the mail, you know, if you win something. But I'm out here today putting out my salt blocks, my sulfur salt blocks, and this is also the place where I put in mushrooms, medicinal mushrooms. Now, a couple years ago, I put out 3. I think it was a year ago or 2 years. Yeah, it was a year ago. I put out 3 different medicinal mushrooms to grow in this area, and unfortunately I'm only seeing 1 come up. Let me show you. As you can see, I have some logs stacked up over here, some logs over here. I have this tree that fell over here we cut down, and then some others. I'll show you those. But I put out turkey tail mushrooms, which is a medicinal mushroom. I put out reishi mushrooms, which is a medicinal mushroom. Both of those are polypore type mushrooms. And I also put out some shiitakes. Unfortunately, all of the mushrooms I see coming in right now are what's called false turkey tails. These are not turkey tails. They kind of look the same as turkey tails, but they're not turkey tails. You can tell a turkey tail really easy by turning it over, and it's a smooth underside. A turkey tail, a true turkey tail, has a very white underside, especially if it's young, and it is what's called a polypore, and you'll see millions of tiny pores in there, but this is not. This is a flat underside, has no pores on the bottom. It looks like a turkey tail on the top. However, true turkey tails will have like a felt. It'll feel like felt on top, and this does not feel like felt, or it feels like a very thin felt, but it's not very feltish on top. It doesn't feel like felt. It doesn't have a white underside, and it doesn't have the polypores, the millions of tiny pores on the side. Also, these are coming in abundance all over the place, and they're all false. They're all false turkey tails. Not one of these is the true. This one has a white underside too, but again, it's smooth. It doesn't have any it doesn't have any of the millions of pores, and the top does not feel like felt. So this is a false turkey tail. Now, there's some people out there who say because of the characteristics of these false turkey tails that it may still have some medicinal properties, but there are no studies that I've ever seen that show any medicinal benefit with these sort of mushrooms. So anyway, I'm kind of disheartened to see that after all of the inoculations I did for the turkey tails out here, I have not yet seen a turkey tail pop up on any of these logs. Also, what I see pinning over here are these. And I was like, oh, what's these? And so I picked one and looked at it, hoping it might be like a reishi or something, even though I didn't inoculate these logs. But you can see that these have fins on the underside, whereas a reishi mushroom is also a polypore. It has millions of pores, but this one does not have pores. It has fins on the underside. So I don't know what this is pinning, what kind of mushroom this is that's pinning, but it's not one that I put here. It's something that's come up on its own, unfortunately, and they're coming up all over the place. So in here, right there. I have no idea what these are, and they're pinning all over the place, meaning these are new mushrooms coming up. They're just starting to grow. So that's what it looks like all over here. I inoculated this entire log here also with turkey tails. Nothing is coming up, at least nothing beneficial. I see some of these other false turkey tails that are coming in over here. Right here, these are also false turkey tails. I inoculated all of these logs with shiitakes, and fortunately, we have some shiitakes coming up. This one here, piece of being pushed up by one. So as you can see, we're getting some shiitakes coming in. These are shiitakes. You see some new ones coming in. We had some good rains come through recently, some colder weather, and it's starting to allow these shiitakes to come through. So I may take this one back and come back in a few days and see about some of these other smaller ones and see how much they've grown and harvest those. I definitely keep all my shiitakes, and I use those for soups in the wintertime. They can really make an amazing flavored soup. Now, if you add them to a soup, it just adds an amazing nutty and woodsy flavor, earthy flavor. I love it. So we definitely love our shiitakes. And I have a number of different logs throughout the homestead that grow these. Looks like there's another shiitake growing on this pile here. I don't see any others. Again, more false turkey tails there. So we'll just keep monitoring these things and see what happens. Again, more false turkey tails here. These are all false. Dark underside, no polypores, and no felt on top. So even though they look really similar to turkey tails, they're not. Same with these over here. Again, more false turkey tails. More false turkey tails. It's really a shame. I inoculated a lot of these logs hoping that they would grow, and there's just nothing that's beneficial that I see here except for the shiitakes. Over here, most of these logs I inoculated with reishi mushrooms and stood them on end, but again, these are the same ones I showed you earlier that were pinning. These are not reishi mushrooms, so I have no idea what these are, but they're not something I don't think I can use. Same with those over there. Yeah, it should really be a short amount of time before we see another medicinal mushroom or mushroom pop up here soon that's edible, and that is the coral mushrooms. We have a lot. This is an area where we get a lot of coral mushrooms that grow right here in this area. When it starts to rain, we get some cooler temperatures, and we are starting to see the rain and the cooler temperatures come on for fall. And so it shouldn't be too long before these woods are full of coral mushrooms, and they are delicious. You basically harvest these, cook them up, saute them in some butter, and they are delicious. My boys love them. They are very, very nutritious and very good. They taste amazing. But as of right now, that's what we got going on here. We don't have a lot of the medicinal mushrooms that I planted coming up, but we do have some shiitakes, so that's good. We'll take those and we'll use them for soups this winter. Yeah, that's about it. Anyway, stay tuned if you want to learn more about why I don't normally harvest bucks during that season when you do that thing, because you can't talk about it on YouTube anymore. I'll put a video over at patreon.com. You can learn more about why I do that. I'll just stop this recording and record that video right now and put it over at patreon.com/AnAmericanHomestead. Check that out. Don't miss it. All right, guys. See you next time on the Homestead. Bye. Hey, guys. I'm happy to introduce an American Homestead sponsor, Zervita Zeal. Now, first off, I only accept sponsors from products that I use and believe in. My family uses Zeal mainly because we want to ensure a healthy immune system. You see, it's made up of only whole food concentrates and includes no artificial colors, flavors, or preservatives. The included sweetener is all natural from fruit and the stevia leaf. It's gluten-free, it's vegan, and it's kosher. In 2018, my youngest son was involved in a bike accident that resulted in the surgical removal of his spleen, and that's an important part of his immune system. And because we live on a farm, you can guess that having a healthy immune system for our family is very important. Some of the included ingredients are beetroot, chicory root, turmeric, moringa, blueberries, cranberry, goji berry, milk thistle, ginseng, alfalfa, broccoli, and so much more. It's these natural ingredients that can easily be made into a powerful and tasty drink that my family can make and feel good about. So sign up and give it a try today. Every purchase you make goes to help the homestead so that we can continue to make great homesteading videos for you. Link is in the description below. Go ahead, give it a try. Hey guys, did you know you can become a patron of an American Homestead? They get access to private videos, and we send them gifts from the homestead that we make here on the homestead. And we also enter our patrons into special giveaways that are only available to them. And before you go, please check out these other great videos. Go ahead, click. I'll wait.